here right now, so I guess I have to wait. Oh man. Oh man, it's such a beautiful day outside. It's in Florida. Like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had a winter storm here. I need to get more sleep. I'm getting bags underneath my eyes. I guess that's what happens when you work 2 jobs. It's kind of sad that you got to work 2 jobs in this country. But it is what it is, though. So, how's everybody feeling about what's going on in the country right now? I'm just kind of curious. How's people feeling about Elon Musk? How are people feeling about Trump? How you feel about Zelensky? I'm just kind of curious how everybody feeling about stuff. I'm surprised I don't hear more kids outside right now. It's a really pretty day outside. If it's like this tomorrow, I might go fishing. If I go right now, I know it'll be too crowded in the fishing areas that most people go to. Normally I go first thing in the morning before everybody gets out. My neighbor took both fish trucks. I could tell he took him and his family fishing. What's going on, Matt's Musterman? Nothing. This is a pretty day outside. I went to the store, so I just wanted to go live on my phone. I haven't done that in a while. I'm from Florida. I was just saying earlier, like, how we had a winter storm here like 4 weeks ago, and now it's just like very beautiful outside. It makes me want to go fishing, but I don't want to deal with the crowds because I know everybody's going out right now. Like all the bait's already gone from the stores. TV, music. What's going on, man? What about y'all? Where y'all from? Y'all from the States or y'all from out of the country? What I think about Germany and the politics. Truthfully, I really haven't heard too much about the politics in Germany as of right now. I hear more about France going on than I do Germany, to be honest with you. Lincoln Bolser, what's going on, man? But the main stuff I hear about France is, that whole entire Candace Owens thing. People keep posting clips about I don't know, do they have a president or a prime minister there to where he's married to his father potentially, allegedly, or whatever? I think that's some crazy stuff when you hear things like that, but and yeah, it's just so. Tell me about Germany politics. I want to learn something. I remember vaguely hearing something about there's some type of coup, if I remember correctly. Again, I don't know the details. I don't. There's so much going on in the world. It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on. Do I like Trump? Do I like Trump? I think Trump. Let me put it to you this way: did I vote for Trump? No. Do I think Trump is good to get certain things done in the states? Yes, but overall, I do think he is very dangerous for our country. A lot of things that he's done, getting rid of police records, this whole entire um, mass deportations he's doing, it's a lot. You see basketball. I don't get it. I don't know if that's a joke or not, but okay. But yeah, I mean, that's just That's how I feel about Trump. I mean, I get it's a joke, but I don't understand what the joke was about. I just tomorrow I see basketball. I don't know. I don't do that pronoun crap. I'm a man. I was born a man. I'm gonna die a man. I mean, I never got into the pronoun game. I'm in my 40s. You know, it is what it is. I never understood the whole entire pronouns thing. I truthfully just think it's a lot of people that just want to feel special for no reason. I mean, if you're gay, straight, whatever, that's just what you are. The first time I heard cis male was about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Because my daughter was saying something like that. And I had to ask her, what's a cis male? And then she was like, it's pretty much a straight male. So why not just male? So I never got, like I said, that pronoun stuff, I never got into. The whole entire cis male, cis woman, never got into that either. I just think you're a man, you're a man. Now, if you want to call yourself a woman, call yourself a woman. I don't care. I don't know, anything with cis in front of it don't sound cooler to me personally. You know, it's just, again, when I first heard it, it kind of confused me, but whatever. I don't believe in cancellation. I mean, why would I get canceled for saying I was born a man, I'm a man? Why would I get canceled if you're gay, you're gay? I mean, if you're gay, you're gay. If you want to be called a woman, you're called a woman. That doesn't change what I think about you. I shouldn't be called cis anything because that's not what I was born as. But it is what it is, though. I think that stuff mainly applies to people who are like underneath the age of 30. I think that's when Gen Z starts. It's around 30, maybe younger. So, pork chicks. Where are pork chicks? I don't understand what that is. Is that like you're taking pork meat and chicken meat and putting it together? What's going on, man? I want to immigrate to the U.S. I'm a professional worker. Germany is lost. You know what, though? I feel like people always feel that way about their own country, and they always want to go somewhere else for a better opportunity. So they think, like, I've known people that's from the U.S. that have moved to Germany, and they love it there. There are some things they question. Like, I think y'all have a little too much trust there from what I hear, like, just people in general. But outside of that, I think it'll be a really big culture shock from Germany to the U.S. because the U.S. is different. I'm being for real. The U.S. is just different. It's just, you gotta think about it. Let me put it this way: depending on what state you move into the United States, it's gonna be really different. Like if you're going to one of the southern states, keep in mind every single house you see is gonna have a gun in there. Every single house you see is gonna be somebody that's probably gonna be, I won't say every single person, maybe like every other person is gonna be hot tempered for the most part. And they're very distrusting. We're very distrusting by nature because we're kind of paranoid. We have to be. That's a survival instinct. So, again, this really depends where you go. Now, there is something called Southern hospitality for a reason. The Southern states are really great for the most part. Um, Again, it also depends what state you go into too. So, yeah. From what I heard of Germany, maybe better fitted going to like from Germany to Canada. That might be more a friendly area. Germany likes a war field, or Germany is like a war field, I'm assuming. I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Germany. I remember before TikTok got banned, I saw a few things about Germany and how I could have sworn I saw something else like a Q when it comes to the politics. I want to have a gun in Germany because all the ISIS terrorism that are here, but it's see, I didn't know ISIS was there. I literally had no idea that was there. Again, whenever they, before they took down TikTok, I would see a lot of world news, right? I'll see a lot of stuff from other countries, and I'll be more well informed about what's going on. But then when they took it down and brought it back, a lot of stuff that I would see, I don't see anymore. So if ISIS is over there in Germany right now, I have no idea. That's very troublesome. It's one of those things where in the States almost 10 years ago, ISIS was like the main thing. That was the key word you couldn't say. That would always trigger, like whenever there was attack, it was always ISIS related back then. But now this kind of disappeared, right? It was just like, oh, okay, that was such a big threat, but then it's gone. Up until the whole entire New Orleans, up until the whole entire New Orleans attack, New Orleans, Louisiana, there was a man there who drove through a crowd and opened fire on a bunch of people, and he was an ISIS sympathizer. And now it's the most recent occurrence about hearing about them. They're there because of your politics. You know what? You got me want to look into German politics now to see what's going on over there. Because whenever I hear anything about Germany, it's mostly positive. And I guess that's by design. I don't know. Turn on my air conditioning. The car's getting a little hot in here. It's February, and I'm saying it's a little hot. It's kind of crazy. But you know what? It is what it is, though. Every single country has their own issues. Every single country has something good about them, something bad about them. America right now, we're very divided right now. It's just like, depending on who you talk to, it's like we're from two different countries. I wouldn't be surprised if a civil outbreak broke out in America eventually because of the tension that's here right now. That sometimes you gotta be careful what you say in the general public because you never know who it's going to trigger. Germany was great before 20 years ago, but now the world is laughing. Yeah, like I said, when I get off this live, I'm just going to look into some German news, German politics, see what's going on over there. Because anytime I see anybody make a video about Germany, again, this is Americans going to Germany, they tend to really love it there. There's some cultural differences, of course, but for the most part, I always see like, hey, I really love Germany, everything else. And if y'all been watching, go ahead and subscribe too. I do all kinds of videos, mainly live reactions. I do lives twice a week, sometimes more. I work a full-time job. I do YouTube and do another side hustle. So I'm always working. So I just wanted to get on here because I haven't done an actual live from my phone in a long time. And I like just interacting with people a lot more on my phone. I went to the grocery store. I saw the bags back there. And got some stuff for dinner, fruits and stuff like that. I will say this, though. In America, our fruits don't taste the same anymore. Like, I'll have like a craving for like a nice peach or an orange or a plum, or just a star fruit. And it just doesn't taste as sweet, or like our grapes. Like, I love a good sour grape. And like when I go to the stores lately, it's just all just sweet grapes. It all seems very weird. Our stores are weird. The fruits don't taste the same. The meats don't taste the same. I mean, unless you know somebody that has a farm, or if you know somebody that has a meat connect, most of your meat and fruits and vegetables is going to taste off if you buy it from like a big chain grocery store, or if you go to a butcher shop. A butcher shop is a safe haven for most meats. I would say I prefer to buy most of my meats from on the butcher shop. So if you're coming from Germany and you're going to America, I'll say, hey, maybe just go ahead and go to a butcher shop and buy all your meats. And it's been in here yapping. Oh man. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Where are you from? Are you from the States? Are you from out of the country? Hi to you too. Where are you from? Are you from the States or out of the country? I always find it interesting whenever I do these lives. I tend to get more people from the States than I mean from the out of the country than the States, surprisingly. Like Matt's up there, if you see any of his stuff, he's from Germany. And it's just always interesting. And, you know, it's kind of one of those things that it seems like that. Hey, you ever Africa? We're in Africa. That's like a continent. There's like so many countries in Africa. And I always found that funny when people never knew that Africa was just a continent and not like not the country itself. But you know, whatever. I always said I was gonna make a trip to Africa one day. I wanted to go to. I feel like South Africa would be like one of the safest places to go. Not safe as in like I have a threat of physical harm. Safe in like it'll be more familiar and not that big of a culture shock. But then I was like, you know what? I do want to go to a place I have a good culture shock because I just want something completely different. Then I'll say, all right, maybe if I do go to South Africa, it'll just be a few places. Nigeria is one of the places I heard was good to go visit. Congo too. So Nigeria, and that's good because I want some really good jollof rice. I want some authentic jollof rice. I have people that are from Africa that will make it, and they say it's not exactly the same. It's not the same ingredients here. So, oh man. But hey, if y'all haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said before, I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of shorts. I do a lot of lives, and it's regular uploads. You know, it's funny. I just got a message that I have 900 uploads, and I was like 900 uploads. I guess that's between all the videos I've done, between the shorts, lives, and regular videos. And I was just like, all right, that's cool. And you know, I just now started taking YouTube more seriously and doing it a lot more as of mid last year. So my channel's old. My channel has been around for like 13 years, if not longer. And some of my older videos when I was younger were very, very different. But hey, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Are very, very different. So, um, so how's things in Nigeria? Is what is it called? Is it Lagos? Lagos in Nigeria? I will say the one thing I do like about Netflix is they have a nice session for movies from Africa or shows from Africa. And one of my favorite shows from there was Savage Beauty. Great show. Great show. I need to get some more sleep and I need some Sudafed. My allergies are going crazy right now. The one downside from going from like hot to cold, it drives your allergies. It's insane. I need like a stand or something to hold my phone up with. My arm getting tired. I've been holding this thing. Let me switch arms. Holding that thing for like 20 minutes. All right, there we go. So how do y'all feel? I don't know if anybody's watching right now, but how do y'all feel about Keith Lee? I'm just curious. How do y'all feel about Keith Lee? And how do you feel about his international food tour he's trying to do, and how he feels about London food, or the Londoners in general? Just kind of curious. I will say, the one thing that I kind of I knew, but I didn't really pay attention to, that if you know, and you're in America, right? And when I mean America, United States of America, um, the black people here have their own specialized food, right? You know, you had a Haitian food, you have the Jamaican food, you know, but then you have Southern food. You know, Southern food is strictly black Southern food, stuff that we came up with, you know, from the scraps of our slave masters to make delicious food, inspired by places from that we came from, mainly Africa, things like that. So whenever you have Keith Lee going over to London, and you see a lot of black people there eating this regular beans on toast and unseasoned food and everything else, it kind of makes you realize that they don't have like a sorry, I got sidetracked. There was a car driving. I didn't recognize it. There's a we create our own culture based around our food, or that's one of our part of our cultures is our food, right? But there isn't such thing as, you know, London soul food, right? And I always found that interesting. I just always assumed that, you know, where black people are, that's where we're going to be. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to figure out to identify ourselves, not fully assimilate. But they fully assimilated and accepted whatever they got there. And that's fine, I guess. It works for them. But I just find that interesting. A lot of people are out and about today. So I'm just asking that question there. I'm trying to get a poll started. Well, I ain't gonna mess around with all that too much. Can I make myself smaller? No, I can't. So that's kind of concerning to me right there. While in Homestead's a city, DeSantis announces sheriff deputies across Florida will carry out street-level immigration enforcement. Now, what that normally means for people who are darker than light but lighter than black, y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta be real careful. And even, you know, the white and black people gotta be careful too. But more so, they're trying to get rid of the Hispanics. Um, and I just gotta say that it feels like we're starting to go to a time to where you always gotta have your ID with you. So if you're gonna be walking around your neighborhood, you're gonna need your ID with you to make sure that you're safe, is not taken off to be deported or put in a detention center or held somewhere. At least that's just the way I'm interpreting this right now. And it kind of sucks because this isn't should this shouldn't be how America is, right? Now I understand that if you get arrested for a crime, you know, get your ass out of here. I can understand if you got here illegally and it was verifiable illegal. Give them the opportunity to, you know, come in legally or get them the hell out of here. But now it's to a point to where if somebody is just walking around and the police have this extra power to detain you, because we don't know the limitations of this power yet. We don't know the limitations of this. So that police officer hears you have an accent, and depending on how he's feeling that day, he could detain you. I mean, keep that in mind. They're taking away a lot of accountability for the officers for their bad actions and giving them more power. Just like what was it called, the national misconduct they got rid of, like, for real. Some things need to stay in place. You know, I this is one of these times that if you come to America, and depending on who, and we have a whole agency, ICE, for this stuff. Why give the police this extra power to? It just doesn't make any sense. And if you're watching, you know, like and subscribe. I appreciate it, but I don't know. I guess it's one of those things that growing up, you know, when you're in Florida, you're gonna be around Hispanics, right? That's just what it is. So growing up, one of my best friends, her parents came over illegally, if I remember correctly, but they went ahead and got their citizenship legally, and then they stayed, you know. And that's why I'm just kind of like, if things were like how they are now back then, they would have been deported. And they're great people. They're amazing people, you know. Her mom was an amazing cook. Her dad was one of the most hardest working men I ever met before in my life. And even though those girls were not all his, he loved them and protected every single one of them. And, you know, I got to see a really strong family unit in them, which made me want to emulate that in my own life. So sometimes what I think when we see people that may not look like us and may not be from us, that doesn't mean we cannot learn from them. And I learned a lot from them, and I'm glad they're still here. I think they're retired. Yeah, I think they're retired now. But yeah, they came over, worked hard, made an amazing life for themselves, and it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me because, in the beginning, black people definitely did build America. However, though, however, the progression of modern America is mainly built by Hispanics. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but it's true because whenever you go to a construction site, you're going to see Hispanics around there. You rarely see white and black people anymore. So that's just my thought process on that. Really, it's just we're shooting ourselves in the foot when it comes to the development of our own country. Everything is so high that you're not going to find cheap enough labor to help build things like what needs to be done. Like I'm driving around my city, and I keep seeing them clearing out forests and adding more neighborhoods and stores, and I don't see for what. And all the people that's building it are people who don't look like me. They don't look white. But yet we're gonna give. Hey, let's just say somebody has a grudge one day. They're just really teed off for whatever reason. And they just want to detain somebody for no reason. And again, I know I'm not saying it properly because I've been talking for a while. I gotta get used to talking a lot more, especially when we're doing these lives and stuff and doing more videos. But I feel like this is the wrong move. We have a whole agency called ICE. Leave it to them. Don't give the police more power to misuse and abuse, especially since we already got rid of their misconduct database. But then again, Trump did say he was going to give police immunity. So I feel like this is a natural progression of this to where it's getting to the point where the police do not work for us anymore. Because they're supposed to be servants of the people. But pretty soon they're not going to be serving the people. They're going to be controlling the people. It's kind of like we're the sheep and they're like the wolves, making sure, or the dogs, to make sure we don't get out of line. I think I'm about to get off here in a minute. I've been sitting in my truck with all this perishable food in here. And I should put it in the freezer or something by now, but I haven't done it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll go ahead and get off here. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And thank you. Bye.